Hello, welcome to the Maranga Show. Here we talk about everything that pertains to life. And today I would like to talk about two major things affecting our youth in Kenya. Our youth are being affected by politics and religion. Our politicians in Kenya right now, as we near the general elections happening on August 9th, our politicians are going to church podiums and promising you heaven and delivering hell. So today, I would like to dive into politics. I'm not an expert in politics, but I speak from the experience of life. Life has taught us lessons, and as a human being, you have to be all round. You have to know politics, you have to know religion, you have to know social life, you have to know economic life, because without those, you can't exist. So today, let us dive in matters politics. So I'm seeing our youth are engaging in dangerous things, dangerous games, dangerous gatherings, trying to sing for politicians, for handouts that will mess up your life. So please, I'm here to ask you to wake up. Some of us, we were in that game. We sang for these people, but they ended up dropping us in deserts without food, without water, without clothing, without nothing. And that's what they keep doing. They did it to our fathers, they did it to our mothers, they are still doing it to us. They are promising us heaven, they are promising us Jupiter, they are promising us Mars, but they are delivering villages, not even cities. So, look at our state of politics. Politics affects everything. Politics affects our way of living. It affects our economy. It affects our social life. It affects our cultural life. And we have to put to a stop these people using us for their wrong motives. Look at the way they talk. Recently, you saw one guy saying the only job police do is to carry guns and protect people. That's it. But then look at the way the guy had the audacity to speak in front of a crowd of youths who were singing and praising him. That is wrong, and it has to stop. It has to stop now, because our country, this is not the way we envision our future, the future of our children, the future of our grandkids, and our future, because we are the future, and the future is now. So, youths, wake up. When you see a politician who is claiming to be an hustler, for example, when you well know a few years back, they were hustlers as they claim, but right now, they don't even remember what that life is like, because they don't care. When they stand on podiums, all they care about is power. They care about money, because in politics, there's money. In the church, there's money. That's why you are seeing everybody's becoming a pastor. Everybody's becoming a politician. Look at the MCAs since they were elected. Look at them. Look at their lives. Their lives have changed. Now they buy lands, they buy big cars, they are electing big buildings, they are living in mansions. But look at you. You are there singing. Recently, the other day, I saw people on top of a pickup truck. I don't know how many they were, but there were a lot of people on a pickup truck. The pickup truck could not handle it. What happened? They were involved in an accident. Tell me, did that politician go and pay the hospital bill for those guys? No. The answer is no. So you have to wake up. Look at the state of our hospitals. Recently, we read in the news, Kenyatta Hospital, there is no medicine because some guys are colluding with unscrupulous individuals and selling drugs to outsiders. So patients going to Kenyatta Hospital do not have medicine. They are told, go to this chemist and this chemist, there you will find the medicine. Mind you, that medicine belongs to the hospital. But what do? They send the medicine there and then send you there because those chemists, they belong to them. Look at your politician. Look at your governor. Look at your cabinet secretary. Look at all those political elites. When they get sick, where do they go? You see them in London. You see them in India. You see them in the USA. They are there for a reason. They know the state of our hospitals is pathetic. They know there's no medicine because they are the ones who control the state of the economy. They control our healthcare. They control our markets. They control our imports, exports. So they know the state of our hospitals. They fly to England, USA, India, Qatar to get treatment. But look at those guys who were involved in the accident while shouting on top of their lungs, singing for their so-called politicians. Right now, I'm sure if you find those guys, they are crying. Some of them may end up dying because we are not waking up. As I said, some of us, we were in the same position. We used to sing for these people. We didn't know better. We didn't know better. But then we woke up. But it took us so long to wake up. So you don't have to change the diaper to know how it smells because we have already changed it for you. We are here reminding you, please wake up. We didn't have people to wake us up. We are here to wake you up. Wake up. Those guys don't care about you. When they come to you asking for your vote, don't just take the bribe and vote them in. And then 100 days later, you are crying. Oh, there's no food. Oh, the price of gas. Oh, there's no road. Of course, we know, we have heard these politicians, some of them say, oh, Uhuru has not done this. Oh, Uhuru was just building roads. Are we going to eat roads? That's a very stupid way of thinking. We all need roads. Remember them days. If you live in an area where there was no road, when rain used to fall, you either sleep where you were or you trek home. At least now we have some roads and we accept that Uhuru has done a good job. But he could have done a better job. We all need roads. Those people shouting, oh, we can't eat roads. Just imagine how much you used to repair your cars. How much you used to repair your border if there's no road. How long it will take you to reach hospital for treatment if you are sick or if you are involved in an accident if there is no road. When you say we can't eat roads, for example, when Mwai Kibaki completed the Thika Superhighway project, look at how many malls have been erected around there. Look at how many businesses have come up. Look at the standard of living of people living along Thika Road. Look at how much traffic was decreased or reduced when Thika Road was complete. So roads are important. But we can't just do roads and neglect everything else. We have to look at our hospitals. We have to look at everything that pertains to Kenya. These politicians that you are singing for, that you are dying for, leaving your jobs, leaving your businesses. And I'm sure if you are a boda guy, mama mboga, our fathers were boda riders, our mothers were mama mbogas. I remember our lives were not rosy. They were not good lives. They were not happy lives. It's just that our parents were managing. They were trying for us to grow up and live a better life. But is that what we wish for right now? Is that what we wish for our kids? For me, I want to see a country where my son, my daughter, my cousin will just go to Mombasa and come home with a brand new car because they have a good job, because they have a good credit. Right now, they are talking about giving you 100 billion, or they want to give you access to credit. Let me tell you what, in other countries, the only way to build credit for people to access loans, to buy houses, to buy cars, to have a good life, is to create jobs. And how do you create jobs? You develop, create, and support industries where people will work and earn money. Okay? So when you hear somebody telling you that they will allow you access to credit, how are you going to pay back? How are you going to pay back if you don't have a stable job? What if your boda motorbike breaks and you don't have money to fix it? Are you going to take a loan to fix it and then write to pay back? What if you fall sick, for example? What if your health is not good to support you to ride that boda? How are you going to pay back? In countries that have developed, in countries that the government cares for its people, people have access to jobs, and therefore they have access to credit, a line of credit which will allow them to borrow money to invest in business, for example. Okay? So when people are standing on top of cars promising you heaven, look at what they have done before. Look at their track record. What have these guys done? They promised you heaven. They landed you in a desert without water, without shoes, without clothing. Now you are being beaten by scorpions because you don't have shoes on. Look at the price of unga, for example. Look at the price of fuel. Of course, we understand this is a global problem. We understand, even the US, everywhere. Fuel is expensive. We understand that. But these countries, people are kind of prepared for this because they have jobs. They can pay for gas. The government will cushion them. They are prepared for it. So we understand this is a global problem. But just yesterday, you saw something that happened in Central Province. A truck full of rice was involved in an accident. You saw those guys running to grab bags of rice. What does that tell you? I don't even care that they were stealing that rice. I don't even care that they were running to grab rice that does not belong to them. The reason why, the underlying problem causing people to run for rice is that people have no jobs. That means they're idle. They have time. They don't have anything else to do. So when they see an opportunity to grab something to support their family, they will run and grab it. I'm not saying that that is correct. It's wrong. But then those people, if they were at work in an industry somewhere, they will not be idle in a road to grab rice. Let us assume that vehicle was involved in an accident somewhere in a fleshy, glamorous neighborhood. You won't see people running for rice because those people, they have enough money to afford those things. And how do people have money to afford things? Is when the government supports industries, supports companies to operate and create jobs so that people will access money to support their families. They don't have to engage in dangerous games and dangerous sport of grabbing things from vehicles that are involved in accidents. We have seen people dying because they just want to grab fuel from tanker that has boiled, and we saw them burn alive. That is pathetic. These Cockamamie games, they have to end. We love our country, and the only way we can save ourselves is to be serious with the leaders we are choosing come August 9th. When they are shouting on top of those cars, ask them, what are you going to do? What is your manifesto? When they stand there, all you hear is hurling insults, telling us what the other guy did and what he didn't do. What are you going to do yourself when you are shouting that he didn't do this, he didn't do that, and they have been in government all these years? What have they done? Let us look at their track record. Okay? Let us look at what they have done. Some of them started as MCAs. They became MPs. They became senators. They became governors. They became ministers. They have been in government for years. Ask them, what is your track record? Because guess what? If we continue with these games, the kind of generation we are raising right now, the country is in a very dangerous spot. It's a ticking time bomb. If we don't find jobs for our young people, if we don't create employment for our idle young people, something bad is not going to happen. It's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If these politicians do not stop these silly games they are doing, we are headed in a very dangerous direction as a country. We know presidents have tried. Uhuru has tried. Kibaki has tried. Moi did his bit. Kenyatta did his bit. But we have to stop this game of just looking at personal gain, power, money, and hysteria. Just because you are standing in front of a crowd, you just want to promise things. You just want to promise heaven, and then you land people in hell. Look at these politicians' children, for example. They graduate from international universities. They graduate from the US, United Kingdom, everywhere. All the big universities, look at your kids. They are promising your kids free laptops, which should be a basic thing for parents that have access to jobs. They are able to buy those things for their kids. That's what they are promising your kids. But for their kids, they go to international universities, they come back home. When they come back home, the politician, you know what? The politician will give their son, their daughter, a brand new car as a gift for graduation. But where do our kids graduate from? In fact, I've heard people like Herman Manyora talk about this. When our children graduate, their names are no longer called. Graduation ceremonies are no longer ceremonies. They're just something that we do just to pass time, because 10,000 people graduate at one time and nobody walks across the podium. Nobody feels the pride that comes with graduation, because the state of our education is pathetic. The state of our economy is pathetic. The state of our hospital is pathetic. Since independence, Kenyans, the major challenges that we had was poverty, ignorance, disease. 60 years later, we are still talking about the same thing. When in other countries, people are fighting for better working conditions, not for creation of employment, for better working conditions. That means there are enough jobs to take care of the population. They are not talking about malaria, for example. Malaria should be a thing of the past in a country where we have serious politicians, because they are the ones who decide our fate now. So our youths, wherever you are, when you are shouting and singing praises to these politicians, ask yourself, what was your life like 5 years ago when they came to you and promised you heaven? What is your life now? Because they are the same people. This is a serious problem we have, and we must continue having this conversation so that all our youths wake up. Please wake up. We didn't have people to wake us up. Get out of the bubble. Wake up. Let us change our country for the better. It's not about us. When you look at countries like United States, for example, that's the one we keep referring to when we look at the future. 400 years ago, their forefathers set the pace, the right pace. They put the right constitution in place. Look at us. We copy everything. Why don't we copy the good things, the good virtues, and set the pace for the future of our kids, grandkids? We don't have to be there to enjoy a good country, but let us set the right pace for the future of our children. We'll keep having this conversation right here on the Maranga Show. And please, if you have not subscribed, just hit the subscribe button so that you can get our conversations once they go live. Thank you so much, and let us be mindful of our country and change it for the better. Thank you.